It is 2000 hours Central African time. This is News at 8 live from our Pocket Hill studios in Highlands, Harare. Thank you for giving us your time. I am Yvonne Mukondani.
Well, once again, thank you for joining us. My name is Joyce Mabiga. Piswe Jomunika is on sign language. A quick look at our headlines tonight.
National hero Brigadier General retired Max Charles Chimaza buried at the National Heroes Acre.
President Mnangagwa has challenged youth to emulate patriotism demonstrated by freedom fighters.
In business news, National Development Strategy 2 roadmap extended to Zimbabweans living abroad.
In our leading sports story tonight, Warriors prepare for their first 2025 AFCON Group B match against Egypt on Monday.
Those were our leading stories, and now for the news in detail. President Emmerson Mnangagwa says today's youth must match the patriotism of Zimbabwe's liberation heroes. He made the call during the burial of General retired Charles Mark Chimaza at the National Heroes Acre, hailing the national heroes' role in the country's fight for independence. Our chief correspondent, Ruben Barry, gives us the report.
Exactly 7 days ago, the late Brigadier General retired Charles Mark Chimaza passed on. He was declared a national hero. Today was the burial of this finest son of the soil. The President, Comrade Emmerson Labuto Mnangagwa, the chief mourner, said, "Let the youth of this country take a leaf from the road traveled by this current garant son of the soil."
I urge more of our people, especially the young, the youth, across all levels, to deliberately visit the various historic liberation war shrines in Mozambique and Zambia. This will provide insights into what the young people of yesteryear endured to bring about the freedom, sovereignty, and the independence which we must never take for granted. The youth, along with the rest of our rural and urban populations, made conscious decisions to fight or support the armed liberation struggle. Similarly, today, under the National Development Strategy 2, our country enters a critical stretch towards the realization of Vision 2030.
He also said, this is a festive season where people must give those disadvantages during this period.
My fellow mourners, as 2025 comes to an end, let us always remember and honor the sacrifices of many departed and the living heroes and heroines of our country. The duty is now on us to continue building on existing foundations by defending and advancing our shared national development aspirations. The festive season is now upon us. We are reminded of the love of our Almighty God, who gave us the gift of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. With that God kind of love, I challenge us to show love towards one another, within families, communities, and across the nation as a whole. In our celebrations, may we also remember those among us who have less, especially widows, the elderly, the vulnerable, and the orphans, Let us always share. That is who we are as Zimbabweans and as Africans.
He also said the security sector is supposed to be up in order to defend this country from those who are there who wish us ill. And this is the only way to safeguard our development of trust.
I direct those in the security sector to remain on high alert and vigilant. Yours are duties that have no holiday, no rest. The nation looks to you to watchfully guard our peace and security, as well as the prevailing unity and tranquil environment. I also call upon all our communities to protect the unity and harmony which is evident in all the parts of our country. Let us reject shenanigans and mischief by detractors bent on derailing our ongoing national development harmony.
The president said, lest we forget, we must always know that we are Africans and we are Zimbabweans who cherish unity and hard work. Ruben Barwe, ZBC News, at the National Heroes Acre.
A national hero, Brigadier General retired Mark Charles Chimwanza, who was buried at the National Shrine this Saturday, has been described as a humble man who dedicated his life to serving Zimbabwe.
This Saturday was not a day of mourning, but rather it was a day to celebrate the life of Brigadier General retired Chimwanza, who did not only dedicate his youth, but his entire life to serving his nation. As a boy, he left school for Mozambique to join the liberation struggle, and his family is grateful that his selflessness has been honored by being given a hero status.
Baba Mnangagwa, tinokutendai zvakasimba nero ribasa guru rakaitwa kuti mwana wedu azopiwe chidanho ichochi pamusana pawo netimu yawo. Ndoda kutenda mwana wedu wakateerera kuti atisitsewo pachidanho isi. Nhasi tiri kufara ndiye nezvaaita, nyika yese iri kuona.
For Air Vice Marshal Biltim Chingono and Lieutenant Colonel retired Jabangwe, Brigadier General retired Chimwanza was more than just a decorated military man, but a good friend whom they could rely on.
Shure kunge tabhombwa pachimoyo takazofamba nzvimbo dzakawanda tikazoenda tese kutraining kutembwe tiri vanhu vakangoramba vachingosenza tese zvakanaka zvokuti ndakazorita hangu muna 2003 ivo vakasara vari pabasa asi takaramba tiine kubatana ikoko nekunzwisisana.
Manicaland province bemoans the loss of yet another gallant son.
We take pride in the fact that he has left this country having been taken to another level by our astute leader, Dr. Emmerson Damzo Mnangagwa. We would have been very much happy to have him to enjoy the benefits and the fruits of his sweat.
Another distinguished military man and hero is gone, but the contributions that he made to liberate this country from colonial bondage will forever be remembered. Fungai Jachi, ZBC News, National Heroes Acre.
Bulelima district of Matabeleland, South Province continues to lead the way in healthcare delivery with yet another health facility, Nyabane Clinic, having been commissioned this Friday.
It is becoming a common sight. New health facilities are being constructed countrywide. And in that friends, Bulilima district of Matabeleland South is leading with 4 new health facilities having been commissioned in the past 3 years, with 4 others waiting commissioning. And here we are at Nyabani Clinic that has been fitted with modern health equipment thanks to the government and its development partners and the Latter-day Saints of Jesus Christ. And the community here acknowledges the inclusive development trajectory that is being undertaken by the Second Republic.
Inabana banodangwa kuyibo mabuye endleleni inabana banodangwa kuyibo river ndenthaye ukuthi itati sinasibhedlela phela nasi tohana ndekuthi tachibe neclinica phela
chadoba nama defaulters especially khabana abama under 5 abana bothe badoba bachi wana ma medication abo ngandila yo kodheyawo
asisakhangelelanga ukuthi sizaba lo muntu okuthiwa utshonile ekhaya esehluleke kuye clinic asikhangelelanga ukuthi kuzaba lo muntu okuthiwa uhayi imoto esize clinic ngoba sokuseduzana umango bese uhamba obumude kakhulu.
The construction of this clinic speaks to the government's thrust of reducing distances traveled by communities to seek medical care.
The church seeks to reduce infant and maternal mortality rate by prioritizing access to quality health for women and children.
We gather to celebrate a vision that has been nurtured by our community, a dream ignited by hope and now shining as a beacon for generations to come.
Vice President, now retired Dr. Kembo Mohadi, who commissioned the Nyabani Clinic this Friday, reaffirmed government's commitment to improving the healthcare system as the country pursues an upper middle income society by 2030.
Nyabani Clinic will serve as a beacon of hope for our community, providing essential primary health care services and ensuring that every individual has access to the health care they deserve. It is not just a building, but it is a sanctuary where lives will be saved, health will be nurtured, and futures will be built. The government of Zimbabwe's thrust of leaving no one and no place behind is hereby being fulfilled. As we look into the future, let this clinic be a symbol of what we can achieve together. It embodies our collective efforts towards realizing Vision 2030.
Through the devolution funds, the Constituents Development Fund, the diaspora community and development partners, Bulilima has constructed Temateme, Malalume, Bambadzi, Gambu, Ngwana, Gwambe, Diba, Mambo and Somnene clinics as the nation surges towards a healthy and empowered upper middle income society by 2030. Providence Maranelli, ZBC News, Bulilima.
On Monday, Zimbabweans commemorate the 38th anniversary of the Unity Accord signed between ZANU-PF and PF-ZAPU in 1987. As the day approaches, ZANU-PF National Chairperson Comrade Ophamchinguri Kashiri says the unity and peace prevailing in the country have been key to propelling the national development agenda.
As Zimbabwe celebrates 38 years since the signing of the Unity Accord, emphasis from national leaders is on the need to safeguard its core values. In an interview with ZBC News in Harare this Friday, ZANU-PF National Chairperson Comrade Ophamchinguri Kashiri, who is also the country's defense minister, says these core values have been the guiding principles that have ensured Zimbabweans are united. Comrade Muchinguri Kashiri said national interests are sacrosanct.
What has kept us united are the instruments that were put in place by our leaders then. In terms of some of the mantra which are still even applicable to date, that we are Zimbabweans. Zimbabwe is bigger than us as individuals.
Under the National Development Strategy, Zimbabwe has been forging ahead with development across various sectors of the economy. Comrade Muchinguri Kashiri brought attention to the development strides that have been enabled by unity and a peaceful environment.
The president is saying he will not leave any community or leave any individual behind under Vision 2030. He is saying also he is an enemy to none and he is a friend to all. And just these mantras, Zimbabwe is open for business. It's not for people outside, but also for Zimbabweans, which means he is opening opportunities for every Zimbabwe. And also with pride, nyika inowakwa neweni wayo. And I think it's also very important to say under NDS, the pillars, infrastructural development, we see all that taking place throughout the whole country. The issue of food security.
The ruling party's national chairperson highlighted that the party will continue to follow in the footsteps of the country's founding fathers in calling for unity and peace as guiding principles for a prosperous nation. Josephine Mugio, CBC News, Harare.
Inmates at Marondera-based prisons received an early Christmas present after being gifted with food items from the First Lady, Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa.
There was jubilation at the Marondera prison as inmates from the male section, female section, and the female open prison received food hampers as part of their Christmas presents from the First Lady, Amai Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, in time for the festive season. The inmates thanked the First Lady, Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, for the donation which they say will make a huge impact during this festive season.
Vasikana tirikunzwa kufara indakamirira vana Pingi aiwa tirikunzwa kufara mai tinokutendai zvamaita izvi zvinoratidza kuti munotida mune mwoyo amai tinoda kutendai nerudo rwakadai takavarairwa zvedu takatotandara samaita vachitambura kuti vana vangu vachadya ipo paKrismasi asi tabva tarangarirwa namai venyika aiwa tirikunzwa kufara. Okuhle kuyabongwa, okuhle kuyajabulisa, kuyathokozisa. Sithi kumama indlovukazi, iqhawekazi, umama wesizwe akangadinwa lakusasa makayenze njalo. Ngizathanda ukubana ngimbonge ngesintu, mina ngivela eWange. So eWange ngale yabona imali iyahlupha. Ukuthi ngibe lama-visit ngila ukhatshana kakhulu. So ngesipho lesi engisenzelwe la senza ukuthi ukufona. Thina e-open prison sinethuba lokubana siyafonela izihlobo ngeziyabo. So ngizabafonela ngibatshela ukuthi hayi guys, mina lingasangicabangeli ngoba I am at home.
Zvaitwa nababa zvinhu zvinoyera-yera kana kuti zvakayera-yera zvinorema-rema zvisingangoitiki nje asi zvinoitika nekubudikidza nekuda kwaMwari vanenge vachisundaidza mama vedu kuti vagone kutirangarira tiri mukati menzvimbo ino.
Female inmate from the open prison, Miss Audit Sibanda from Wange, paid an emotional tribute to the First Lady.
Siyakudumisa inkosi angathi ingengezelela lapho uphume khona mayandise umusa yandise ukuze uphindwe ngasikhombisa. Siyabonga mama awe ndlovukazi.
The Minister of ICT, Postal and Courier Services, Honorable Tatiana Mavetera, who handed over the hampers on behalf of the First Lady, said Dr. Mnangagwa is a loving mother who cares for the inmates and other disadvantaged members of the community.
I'm here as an extension of the profound kindness and foresight of the First Lady and the patron of the SheTech initiative, which champions digital inclusion for every Zimbabwean, regardless of circumstances. It is a testament of our First Lady's belief in redemption and the power of a second chance. It is under her directive and patronage that we gather here today. This Christmas, we come to you with simple, essential gifts, which are groceries. These are more than just supplies. They are a gesture of shared humanity. They are a message from your nation, carried on the instruction of our mother of the nation that says, you are not forgotten. Your well-being matters, especially during this season of togetherness and reflection. May these items bring some sustenance and also make sure that you are happy during this festive season.
Munorondo yekurangarirwa kwevanhu kana vanhu vachizorangarirwa. Marangarirwo ataitwa mhando nemutoo wemarangarirwo ataitwa rwendo rwunwe namambokadzi venyika ino, the excellence, the First Lady of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, tarangarirwa nenzira nemhando inoshamisa. Dai kare kangu ndopa ndaimba kuti ndinoshamiswa kwazvo.
The ZPC has expressed gratitude to the First Lady for the donation.
Ini ndoda kutanga ndatenda amai nekutibatsira kwavagara vachingoita. Ndingangoti inini kubvira kusara kwandakaita ndichisirwa the late General Smondi, ndaramba chingobatsirwa namai pane wasungwa, ende kazhinji kacho ndiwo ndinotoona wachiuya kujeri wachiwa wainesu hawasarudzi kuti ndiani kana kuti chii. Kana wambofunga kuenda kune wakomana woenda kune wakadzi, ndinoda kuti mundisvitsiro shoko rekuti amai tinotenda chaizvo. Ndaakuona kuti mazuva ano ndofunga nekuramba wachititsigira kudaro, taane maministers akati wandei aakuuyawo kuzoona kuti kumajeri uku kwakamira sei.
Not only has the First Lady donated the food hampers, she was instrumental in the establishment of the Digital Training Center at the Marondera Female Open Correctional Institution, which the prisoners say has transformed their lives with digital skills. With their food ready for Christmas, courtesy of the First Lady, nothing could stop the inmates from showcasing their dancing and singing skills. Gerald Sasa, ZBC News, Marondera.
Construction works for the Masvingo Trumpet interchange are on track to ease traffic congestion, aided by the almost complete Mucheke Bridge project.
Masvingo Urban is set for a major facelift as the government intensifies efforts to transform the city into a modern urban gateway. The near completion of the new Mucheke Bridge, part of the Masvingo Trumpet interchange, marks a significant milestone in improving traffic flow and road safety. Motorists and residents have welcomed the development.
Katombobvunza mubvunzo ndichidarika pabridge kuti tawanda kubhita Christmas kai. Basa riri kushanda zvakanaka chaizvo. Tiri kufara naro noti tichabatsira congestion.
Padai apa tenda ongofamba fast kubuda mutauni.
In an interview with the ZBC News crew, the Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution for Masvingo Province, Honorable Ezra Chazamira, expressed dissatisfaction with the pace of work.
Panoti pa Mucheke Bridge iri kuitwa nemasimba yavakativimbisa kuti before end of this year neta mota dzinenge dzakufamba nepano.
The Masvingo Trumpet Interchange is among the many road rehabilitation projects being undertaken by the Second Republic to stimulate investment and support the devolution agenda. Ms. Martina, ZBC News, Masvingo.
The Rural Electrification Agency, REA, has installed a 150-kilowatt solar system in the Ndrimbe area of Makoni Central District, driven by the government's inclusive development approach.
The Ndrimbe area of Makoni Central District has become the latest rural community to benefit from the government's rural electrification program. Beneficiaries described the project as progressive and developmental.
Magetsi atakaisirwa neREA akatinakira zvikuru semakeke. Vese vanhu vakamari todida kuchita tikaita zvehuku tiri chopa tinogona kutora mvura totoidhonzesa yapadhuze.
Izvezvi takutengesa nyama, fishi nemadrinki.
Rural Electrification Agency Acting Chief Executive Officer Mrs. Felista Makombinde outlined the importance of the project.
People were least expecting electricity, but we are 94% completing this project. We expect to be commissioning it early February.
The provision of electricity in rural areas is in line with President Emmerson Mnangagwa's mantra of leaving no one and no place behind.
All these projects that are coming up in the country are coming up as a result of his vision, Vision 2030. We have here a government entity that has put up a project that is going to not only supply electricity, but to really go deep down into rural transformation.
This is a big project, and we hope that all those who are going to be beneficiaries start taking stock about what they are going to do, because we believe solarization is being done in order to develop the country.
The electrification of rural areas is also in line with the government's vision for an upper middle income society by 2030. Wadzanai Mandima, ZBC News, Makoni.
All these and more stories are available on our website at www.zbcnews.co.zw. You can also link up with us on our social media platforms. We are ZBC News Online.
Now, stories to expect in this bulletin. National Development Strategy 2 roadmap extended to Zimbabweans living abroad. And in sports, Warriors prepare for their first 2025 AFCON Group B match against Egypt on Monday. Do stay tuned for those and more stories coming up after this break.
The Commissioner General of Police, Stephen Mutamba, Deputy Commissioner Generals, Commissioners, Senior Officers, Junior Officers, and members of the Zimbabwe Republic Police and their families join His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Head of State and Government, and Commander-in-Chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, Comrade Dr. Emmerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, in mourning the passing on of Brigadier General retired Mark Charles Chimwaza on the 11th of December 2025. The nation has lost a decorated soldier and patriot who contributed immensely to the liberation struggle and development of the country. The late national hero, whose nom de guerre was Comrade Paddington Chafachaora, joined the liberation struggle in 1976 under the Zimbabwe African Liberation Army, ZANLA. He received initial military training at Takawira II, Chimoio, Mozambique, and completed the training at Tembwe ZANLA Military Training Base following the bombing of Chimoio Camp. In 1979, the late national hero was shortlisted for cadet military training in Romania, where he specialized in field artillery. Following the attainment of independence, Brigadier General retired Mark Chimwaza was attested into the Zimbabwe National Army, where he continued to serve with distinction. Over the years, he held various command command and staff appointments, consistently displaying loyalty, discipline, and dedication to duty. His leadership in both peacetime operations and national development efforts left a lasting legacy in the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. The Zimbabwe Republic Police acknowledges and salutes the immense contribution made by Brigadier General Retired Mark Chimwaza to the security, sovereignty, and stability of Zimbabwe. May his soul rest in eternal peace. Go well, son of the soil. Hamba kahle, xawe lamaxawe. Famba jakanaka, gamba rimagamba.
Thank you for staying with us. Africa's education sector is recording steady progress as schools adopt modern learning systems to nurture leadership and critical thinking among learners. This comes as Zimbabwe hosted the Orate Africa Championships Uhuru Pulse in Harare.
I found peace in debate and public speaking. And that is when I finally understood I found my purpose.
Platforms that promote debate, public speaking, and analytical thinking are reinforcing classroom learning, enabling learners to engage confidently with African social, economic, and governance issues. One such platform saw Samuel Centenary Academy host learners from other African countries alongside 4 local schools in moot court, debate, public speaking, quiz, and spelling bees.
These are people that were scouted by their nations to come and compete. So it's been intense, but also quite refreshing being able to engage with other people and learn more about their culture, learn more about what they know about debate and public speaking, because it's not exactly a competition, but an interaction amongst ourselves.
We have learned so much about the law, and I feel like that is an application that we can use in our daily lives, and that has been incredibly rewarding.
It has led me to improve my confidence.
I believe voices of young people need to be heard, and we as young people have impact through our critical thinking that we then bring forth in such competition.
Organizers believe the initiative complements formal education by molding articulate, ethical, and solution-driven young Africans.
First time in Zimbabwe hosting the international tournament for Orate Africa. We're trying to achieve more schools coming to Orate Africa, the competition that takes children further. We're trying to make sure that we do not leave anyone behind.
These are inherently academic activities because the students engage in an exercise of research, in an exercise of analysis, critical thinking, and all of that.
With Africa's youthful population viewed as a strategic asset, educators remain optimistic that empowering learners with leadership and critical thinking skills is key to the continent's future.
On that note, we cross over to our Montrose studios in Bulawayo, where Marilyn Ngwenya is ready to give us the other part of the bulletin. A very good evening to you, Marilyn, and it is over to you.
Good evening and many thanks to you, Yvonne. In our following reports, in a move set to improve household food security, at least 500 vulnerable residents in Bulawayo Metropolitan Province received a major boost after a donation of a seed by the First Lady, Dr. Amai Auxilia Mnangagwa.
The donation of seeds, sorghum, sunflower and beans is part of a broader national initiative by the First Lady, Dr. Amai Auxilia Mnangagwa, to champion the welfare of vulnerable groups, promote resilience at household level, and place them at the center of national development. The beneficiaries, who include the elderly, persons with disabilities, and child-headed households, describe the noble gesture as a lifeline that promotes resilience and self-sufficiency.
Mama siyambonga kakhulu. Siyambonga ngoba ungumama obhabhula abantwana bakhe. Ngoba nxa uzala abantwana kufanele bamunyise basuthi. Konke ukudla ubisileyo ukuthi silime kusasa izwe nxa likhona siyavuna sisuthise abazulu lathi sisuthe singakhali.
Vele singelayo imali ukuthi singathenga njalo siyambonga kakhulu sesiza kuyalima sivune simbize njalo ukuthi abuye azobona apha esilime khona sisuthi sizimuli zethu.
Ngizwa ngisiba lokuthokoza kakhulu ikakhulu ngomhlobo wenhlanyelo esiphiwayo
ngoba sikhule sisidla amabele khonokho ikudla esikhuliswe ngakho so nxa sikuphiwa umama esikhumbuza ukuthi asibuyeleni izolo emuva ekadeni sizwa silokujabula kakhulu.
Sizwa ngijabula sterek ngiyazi mfuna ukuthi izulu lihle libuye sehlanyela sibili kube mnandi kube kuhle kube njalo.
Bulawayo Metropolitan Province expressed profound appreciation for the First Lady's unwavering commitment to the welfare of the vulnerable.
The provision of seats to the elderly, to persons with disability, to child-rearing families struggling to make ends meet is therefore not just an act of charity. It is an act of justice and solidarity.
As the people of Bulawayo prepare their land, the impact of this motherly care is expected to be seen in the coming months, with the First Lady's hands-on approach continuing to drive social inclusion across the country. Yolanda Moyo, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
A 59-year-old Zhishavane woman farmer has become a practical example of the success story of the Fumvudza Intwasa concept in her community, with huge targets this summer cropping season.
For years, the Tanoya family of Chirere village in Zhishavane district watched their hopes wither alongside their crops. Season after season, their fields yielded barely a ton of maize, millet, sorghum or groundnuts combined. However, like a phoenix rising from the ashes, a remarkable journey in Fumvudza agronomy starting in 2022 has been a beacon of inspiration illuminating the path for small-scale farmers across the Zhishavane district.
Shanduko iripo kubva zvatakatanga chirongwa chepfumvudza ichi. Shanduko pairika pakuti unokwanisa kukohwa chikafu chaunodla pachiploti 1 kwegore rose. Kurati watokohwa pandima doko asi ukaimaneja zvakanaka inokupa gohwo rakakuringana raunogona kudla nemhuri.
The local community concurs Mrs. Tanoya has become a practical example of the success story of climate-proofed agriculture.
Takadzidza zvizhinji kubva mukati momusha uno. Musha uno unorimwa zvepfumvudza zvatiri kuita izvozvizvi. Ndafunda zvemauching yacho yakamauchiwa zvakanaka.
The interventions by the Second Republic are making a difference in the lives of rural communities.
This farmer is representing what we think of as rural development. We want to see farmers producing their own traditional grains, especially in drier regions like Zhishavane, Berengwa, Coconut.
The success of the Fumvudza Intwasa program in Zimbabwe has prompted its replication across Africa, showcasing its potential in improving food security. Karajushe, ZBC News, Zhishavane.
Upon realizing the crucial role of digital literacy, the local leadership in Tshovane suburb of Chirezi town has set up Wi-Fi zones across the area to ensure community access to the internet.
The impact of reliable, free, high-speed internet connection is already being felt as quiet corners near these access points, once just shaded rest points, are now bustling study and research areas where the glow of cell phones illuminates serious internet surfing. One of the brightest success stories is Vongai Mupinduri, a young lady who recently completed her O-level studies. Growing up with limited resources, Vongai faced the common hurdle of lack of reliable internet for schoolwork. However, last year she passed her O-level examinations with flying colors, a testament not to just her hard work, but the power of connected communities.
Last year, when I got my exams on O-level, I went to say my assignments, my color, go say to my color, to just say to the
Wi-Fi zones, which are dotted across most wards in the high-density suburb, are not just delivering data, but hope, opportunity, and a digital lifeline to a community determined to connect itself to a brighter tomorrow. The program is in line with President Emmerson Mnangagwa's inclusive development agenda.
We are trying to at least it is a paduse nepaduze pokuti vana vasafamba ma long distance vawane pavanoitira pekuti mubereki wakachida kutarisa mwana kuti aripi anowana ari paari pari
It's an ongoing thing. We is working in progress as council. And also we had a resolution in our council whereby we said every ward must have free internet access.
Government and its partners is implementing several key programs to boost digital literacy, including the Smart Zimbabwe 2030 Master Plan and the Zimbabwe Digital Skills Development Program. Gay Matambo, ZBC News, Chiredzi.
5 hospitals and the elderly in Kwekwe district got a shot in the arm after receiving food hampers and blankets in line with government's social safety nets drive under the National Development Strategy.
It is an early Christmas treat for hospitals in Kwekwe district who got some meal and blankets for patients to celebrate the festive season in style.
Your support will greatly impact our mission to provide quality health care to our community. Your kindness and compassion towards those in need are truly inspiring. Those donations that you have given to us will enable us to improve our health care services, enhance patient care, and save lives.
The elderly in Mbizo Sebab, who were blessed with food hampers, lauded the noble gesture.
Tinotenda Mwari ngavaropafadze murume uyu kusvikira ameno ameno. Ngatichitambura mukati menyika. Saka tinovakurudzira kuti ngavarambe vakadaro vachichengeta majembere.
Government says it will continue to strengthen its social safety nets in line with the inclusive development approach.
The aforementioned social security intervention align with the Second Republic's desire to transform the lives of communities through quality, affordable, efficient, and effective service delivery in education, health, and other critical facilities in line with NDS2 targets as we glide towards attainment of a prosperous and empowered upper middle income society by 2030.
The government is making deliberate efforts to improve social safety nets towards improving livelihoods in once marginalized communities. Tafara Chikumira, ZBC News, Kwekwe.
And that report takes us back to Pocket Hill Studios in Harare, where Yvonne is on standby. Yvonne, you saw what happened right there on the previous report. People received an early Christmas treat, and Santa whispered to me that I might be receiving something from you, so do the right thing, all right?
Do not worry, Marilyn. You know, when it comes to Joyce and I, we do not disappoint when it comes to gifting. So this is going to be one of your best festive seasons. So just brace yourself because you're surely going to be a happy woman. Anyway, moving on with the bulletin from this part of the country. Pocket Hill Studios in Highlands, Harare, where village business units have been identified as catalysts for community development, driving rural economic transformation through collective enterprise and sustainable livelihoods.
Officially closed at 1900 hours. We still have people in the voting queue still voting. So the statistics I'm going to give you as of now are not the final. They are not the final statistics. So the total males having voted at 1900 hours was 1,909. Total female voted 2,889, making a total of 4,798. The voter population, as you are aware, was 22,833. The voter turnout as of now is 21%. There was people who were turned away, 175 males, and females 208. The total number 383. Assisted voters, the males were 55, females 120, making a total of 175. Of the people who were turned away, the major reasons were that they were from different constituencies, not in Kulumane. They were not on the voters' roll. They did not have their IDs, or they had expired passports, or they came with their driver's license. So that is the reasons why they were turned away. So we will give you another update when we have finished counting.
Well, that's an update there from the Nkulumane by-elections, which have ended. We will be expecting another update. Stay tuned for that. In our next report, village business units have been identified as catalysts for community development, driving rural economic transformation through collective enterprise and sustainable livelihoods.
Government's focus on capacitating rural communities through establishment of village business units, VBUs, is bearing fruit, with Finland Village in Makonde Ward 5 now reaping the benefits of the initiative. Established in 2023, the VBU has grown from a small community into a registered private company, a milestone that has unlocked access to formal markets, financing and growth opportunities. A major boost to the community has been a solarized borehole, which is providing clean and reliable water, ending years of dependence on the Angwa River, especially during dry seasons.
Tinotenda nezvatakaitwa nababa Mnangagwa iko zvino takunwa mvura yepachibhorani, takunwa mvura yakachena, tichigeza mvura yakachena.
Izvi zviri kureva muono hurumende nekutaura kuri kuita president vedu kuti hakuna nzvimbo inenzi inosarira.
Government, through extension workers, is also providing technical support to established village business units to ensure increased productivity.
Tinotori nemaster farmer class yatinodzidzisa pano. Each crop tichangotanga tinotanga taita training yeproduction yayo kuti inoitwa sei. Saka zvinobva zvarerutsawo kuti kana basa richinge rakuitwa tinose varimi nevarimisi tinenge tino ruzivo rwakafanana.
With thousands of village business units now established across the country, the model is fast becoming a key pillar in anchoring rural development, creating jobs, boosting food security, and empowering communities. Tamuka Charakupa, ZBC News, Makonde.
Zimbabwean engineering and construction expertise has been celebrated at the inaugural National Project Management Awards in Harare this Friday, where companies and institutions were recognized for public infrastructure investments.
Award recipients expressed pride and gratitude, highlighting specific projects.
Our Vice Chancellor said this year is Gorere Shibereko, and we are seeing the fruits being yielded indeed. And with his visionary leadership, we are really innovating.
We are just proud to be honored as Evergreen Construction on the project management, public infrastructure for the construction of dams, roads and bridges.
I would like to thank especially the government of Zimbabwe for trusting us, the locals, to do this massive project. We were awarded on the basis of the Trabablas interchange.
The Minister of Mines and Mining Development, Honorable Polite Kambamura, who officiated at the ceremony, commended the organizers for recognizing homegrown talent.
I want to appreciate the organization for being Zimbabwean and recognizing the Zimbabwean talent. So I'd like to urge other companies to follow suit, and those who are into project management to follow the standards and also to keep on building our country. President always says a country is built by its own people. This is testament enough that Zimbabweans can do it.
Event organizer Professor Proctor Nyemba stated that the awards serve to showcase tangible national progress.
These awards are there to share with the country or the world to see that there's great progress happening in the country, and also it's also to the citizens to come to understand that it's a real Vision 2030. Projects are being done.
The awards ceremony stands as a powerful affirmation of the Second Republic's philosophy of self-reliance and domestic capacity building, demonstrating that Zimbabweans are not only capable of managing but excelling in the execution of complex national projects central to the achievements of Vision 2030. Farai Gwaze, ZBC News, Harare.
And that reporter taking us to a break. Join us for business news when we return.
Babe, we're getting late.
I'm coming.
That glance is a choice. That text can wait. Don't let a text rewrite your story. Silence your phone, protect your journey, and do not text and drive. This message is brought to you by Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe in collaboration with Portras.
The Minister of Home Affairs and Cultural Heritage, Honorable Kazembe Kazembe, the Deputy Minister, Honorable C. Sanyatwe, the Secretary, Ambassador Arati Faranisi, senior management and staff wish to express their condolences to the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, His Excellency, Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, and the Chimwaza family over the passing on of Brigadier General retired Mark Charles Chimwaza, a true son of the soil. Brigadier General retired Mark Charles Chimwaza's life was a testament to unwavering patriotism and selfless sacrifice. The nation has lost a dedicated son and a true stalwart of the liberation struggle. Throughout his distinguished career in the armed forces, Brigadier General retired Mark Charles Chimwaza was not only a strategist but a mentor to many who serve today. His contribution to national security and the role he played during the liberation struggle have left an indelible mark on the sovereignty and peace of our nation. His declaration as a national hero is a befitting acknowledgement of the immense sacrifices he made for the freedom, peace, and sovereignty that we all enjoy today. His legacy of courage, discipline, and patriotism will remain standards for all who serve the nation. As we mourn his loss, we will continue to cherish his legacy and aspiration for a better and prosperous Zimbabwe. May his dear soul rest in peace. Lala ngokutula, kawe lesizwe. Zororai Murugare, Gambarenyika. The Ministry of Home Affairs and Cultural Heritage, maintaining a safe and secure environment for sustained prosperity and preserving our cultural heritage.
Welcome back. The National Development Strategy 2 roadmap has been extended to Zimbabweans living abroad as the government targets more remittances for socio-economic development projects.
The Zimbabwe Diaspora Homecoming Celebration and a Business Summit held Friday night created a platform for the government to engage with Zimbabweans living abroad on available socio-economic development opportunities. Zimbabweans living abroad pledged support to homegrown based projects.
When you are outside, you're basically just improving other countries and elevating other countries. And I found that after some time, I had to come back home and try to contribute to the development of Zimbabwe.
The significance of this program is really, really vital for us, that we have flown all the way from UK and coming to this event and support.
It is very important that we invest back in our home country because it is good for the GDP of the country.
The government has reaffirmed its commitment to work with the diaspora community.
Government recognizes that we've got a pool of talent, a pool of resources by way of human capital represented by non-resident Zimbabweans that are residing in the diaspora. So we don't want them to be left behind. We want them to come on board and participate in all the investment initiatives that are entailed by the economic transformation through value addition.
According to the central bank, diaspora remittances are now ranked second after exports in foreign currency receipts. Meanwhile, ZBC Classic 263 won the Best Zimbabwe Online Radio Award at the Business Summit. Stanley James, ZBC News, Harare.
Zimbabwe's shining star Yolanda Chimbarami made history as Miss International Africa and Global First Runner-up in Tokyo, and she is back home ready to share her journey and mission to put Zimbabwe in the global spotlight. She speaks to our reporter Farah Igwaze.
We would also like to recognize our first runner-up, Miss Zimbabwe.
Miss International happened on the 27th of November in Japan, Tokyo, and it was 80 countries coming together to compete for one title, and Zimbabwe made it number 2 worldwide, which is also known as the first runner-up position. And then we also garnered the Miss International Africa, meaning that we are the Queen of Africa. It was such an amazing experience. We were in boot camp for nearly a month where we got to just share about our culture, share about our countries with other girls. And it was indeed a platform where we really got to market Zimbabwe, talk about the Vision 2030, talk about our tourism industry, talk about our economic growth. So it was such an amazing opportunity. So to all the youth out there, it takes the whole nation, it takes everybody to make sure that Zimbabwe attains an upper middle income economy by 2030.
Well, congratulations to Yolanda there, and thank you for raising our flag up high. We take a break. Join us for sport after this.
This is AFCON, my friend. Everything is the competition. Everything.
So here they come for the opening game, and away we are here at the African Cup of Nations.
Join our family meeting from the 21st of December to the 18th of January. Purchase a decoder for $30. AFCON 2025, live on SuperSport.
The Commissioner General, Dr. Moses Siriu Ngawaite Chihovu, Deputy Commissioner Generals, Senior Officers and all members of the Zimbabwe Prisons and Correctional Service family, joined the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe and Commander-in-Chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, His Excellency Comrade Dr. Emmerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, and the Chimwaza family in mourning the passing on of national hero, Brigadier General Retired Mark Charles Chimwaza. The Zimbabwe Prisons and Correctional Service, ZPCS, honors the life and service of Brigadier General Retired Chimwaza. His life is a vivid chronicle of service, a narrative that helped forge a sovereign nation. This courageous soldier answered the call to free our land, trading comfort for the cause of liberation. ZPCS respects the commitment that helped secure our sovereignty. The Brigadier General Retired defended our foundations with determined resolve. In a free Zimbabwe, the National Heroes Service continued with purpose. His entry and progression in the Zimbabwe National Army demonstrated a deep dedication to protecting our peace and independence. The career of this patriot remains an example of the disciplined commitment that sustains our nation. ZPCS finds guidance in the example set by this distinguished son of the soil. Brigadier General Retired Chimwaza's steady rise through the ranks stands as a lasting example of devotion to duty and to the country. ZPCS extends its sincere condolences to the family and to the people of Zimbabwe. The contributions of Brigadier General Retired Chimwaza are woven into the story of our nation, marking a life devoted to Zimbabwe's security and freedom. Zororai Murugare Gambare Magamba, Lala Ngokolo, Kawe Lamakawe. Rest in peace, hero of heroes. ZPCS, for incarceration, rehabilitation, and reintegration of offenders into the society.
Welcome back. It's now time for sport. The Warriors will face Giants Egypt on Monday, kicking off Group B of the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations.
The Warriors are based in Marrakesh. However, they play their first match in Agadir on Monday before returning to the Red City. Zimbabwe have been hard at business since they arrived on Wednesday and are targeting to get past the group stages for the first time. The Warriors' preparations, however, have been disrupted after gritty midfielder Enderino Mota pulled out this Friday, citing personal reasons. CAF rules allow for naming of a replacement before the tournament starts if the reasons are justifiable and the paperwork is submitted in time. The Warriors, however, named a 28-man squad for the tournament as CAF allowed for an extended squad, a departure from the usual 23. Meanwhile, South Africa and Angola will clash in the other Group B match in Marrakesh on Monday. The Africa Cup of Nations kicks off this Sunday with host Morocco taking on Comoros in Rabat. Lawrence Trusira, ZBC News, Harare.
14-year-old Karoi-based centre-back Elvis Chisango is dreaming big after recently representing Zimbabwe at the CAF Under-15 Schools Championship held in South Africa last month.
Stelly centre-back Elvis Chisango is excited after representing the country at the Schools Championship. A product of Ridings College in Karoi, his talent was nurtured on local pitches before catching the eye of scouts. His steady rise has taken him to Prince Edward High School in Harare, one of the country's renowned football breeding grounds, where he continues to sharpen his defensive skills against top-level competition.
My big influence is Virgil van Dijk, because I play as a centre-back, and that's my favorite team also, Liverpool. And I look forward to be playing for my national team.
His message to fellow talented and aspiring footballers is simple: talent knows no physical boundaries.
We've got big talents, it's just that we don't have exposure. And with these tournaments, there may be scouters looking for players out here. And there may be scouters, they may take a lot of players here.
The Zimbabwe Football Association's grassroots initiatives are paying dividend. Recently, at the Under-17 COSAFA Youth Championships, players from Chipinge were also given the platform to showcase their talents. Tamuka Charakupa, ZBC News, Karoi.
Bowler Richard Ngarava has been appointed Zimbabwe's new Test and One-Day International ODI captain, with Zimbabwe Cricket ZC also naming Brian Burnett as deputy. The appointments were confirmed at the ZC board's fourth quarter meeting held in Harare this Friday.
Ngarava replaces veteran batter Craig Evan, who stepped down after leading the side through a key rebuilding phase. Ngarava, who made his international debut in 2017, has represented the Chevrons in Tests, ODIs and T20 cricket, becoming the first Zimbabwean to take 100 wickets in T20 internationals. His career highlights include the match-winning 5-wicket hauls in both Test and ODI cricket and a pivotal role in Zimbabwe's first home Test victory in 12 years. His deputy, Bennett, one of Zimbabwe's brightest young all-rounders, has risen rapidly since captaining the under-19 side and making his senior international debut across all formats by the age of 21. His recent milestone include Test and ODI centuries, the fastest Test 100 by a Zimbabwean, and a standout performance in red ball and limited overs cricket. Lawrence Trusida, ZBC News, Harare.
That report from Lawrence taking us to the way of the weather courtesy of the Met Services Department.
Good evening, Zimbabwe, and thank you for joining us in today's edition of the Weather Report in Focus. My name is Baba Maketa. Well, the atmosphere has remained unstable, and this has been testified by the precipitation that has continuously poured throughout the country. And as of yesterday, we saw Chibero receiving 55 millimeters of rainfall in 24 hours, followed by Chipinge, which had 39 millimeters, Macheke at 38 millimeters, and Karoi recorded 25 millimeters as of this morning. Now, getting into tomorrow and so as today, we are expecting this atmosphere to remain unstable, and precipitation should be expected throughout the country as depicted by the image there. And getting into Sunday tomorrow, we're expecting precipitation to be heavier in some places, especially over Matabeleland South as well as areas to the north of the country and also along the central watershed. And this should persist until the end of the forecast week, that is towards Christmas and even days after. In terms of our temperatures, we're expecting lower temperatures throughout the country, especially over the central watershed, with temperatures ranging from 16 to 22, and 22 being expected over the Zambezi as well as the Sawe valleys there, and 18 being expected over Manica. In terms of our maximums, again, between 23 and 33 degrees Celsius, and 23 being over the central watershed, and 27 to 33 over our valleys. Now, let us take a detailed look at our main cities, starting with Bulawayo, where we're expecting the whole week to be precipitating and temperatures ranging between 21 and 31 degrees Celsius in the afternoon, and around 16 to 18. In Matobo, we're expecting it to be precipitating throughout the weekend. Again, temperatures won't go beyond 32. Gwanda, again, precipitating throughout the weekend. Temperatures not going beyond 31 degrees Celsius in the afternoon. Gweru will be precipitating the whole week, especially from Sunday to Wednesday, and temperatures won't go beyond 30 degrees Celsius in the afternoon. Masvingo, again, precipitating throughout the week, and temperatures not going beyond 29 degrees Celsius, and the hottest day should be Saturday next week. Mutare, again, precipitating throughout the week, especially from Monday up to Friday. In Nyanga, we're expecting the whole week to be precipitating and temperatures will be ranging between 19 and 21. Marondera, again, the same situation, precipitating and temperatures not going beyond 25. Harare, precipitation throughout the week except for Saturday. There, Kadoma, again, precipitating from tomorrow up to Thursday. Ichinoi, precipitating again throughout the week and temperatures not going beyond 26 degrees Celsius. Victoria Falls, the same situation is expected, but should be a little bit drier from Wednesday up to the end of the week. Lupane, again, would be a little drier from Thursday up to the end of the week. Bindura will be precipitating throughout the week and temperatures ranging between 21 and 25 degrees Celsius. Kariba, a little bit dry, but should be precipitating here and there. Now, Zimbabwe, this is all we had for you in this edition of the Weather Report and Focus. Remember to stay safe and stay indoors whenever you hear thunderstorms. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your viewing.
Baba Maketa with the Weather Report in Focus, concluding this news bulletin from all of us here. It's good night.
Good night.